Have your way in the midst of this house, Abba Yahweh. As we be fed the lesson, Abba Yahweh. By your malak this day, Abba Yahweh. To strengthen your nation, Abba Yahweh. To give us the lesson of life, Abba Yahweh. To press on through this short journey that we on, Abba Yahweh. Oh, we rebuke you, Abba Yahweh. Let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet in the mountain, Yahweh, and Yahshua, Mashiach. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Precious Abba Yahweh. Within the HaShemayim. Kadosh in your mighty name. Your Malkut to come. Your will be done. In earth, Abba Yahweh. And in the HaShemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh. And we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Malkut, the power, and the honor, Abba Yahweh. Forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach. And your malak feed us the lesson, the bread of life. This day, Abba Yahweh, strengthen us, Abba Yahweh. We shibak here, Abba Yahweh. And we soon turn back unto you, Abba Yahweh. To walk in that straight and narrow way, Abba Yahweh. And the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah,
But it's an excellent Yom YisraYah'ale, because Yahweh our Abba is worthy of all Shahad. So let us lift our hands, let us clap our hands up to Yahweh as we sing praise for that praise. Come on, YisraYah'ale. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Name Name of Yeshua HaMashiach. There is no name that is more excellent, more beautiful than that name. So we come in Yeshua's wonderful name. We speak by the wisdom of Torah. Not an interpretation that I have surmised or determined. To allow the witness of Torah to speak unto us indelibly, profoundly, precisely. It shall interpret all things, not by some wisdom of this piece of evil flesh. It will come by the breathing of his ruach. Simply implying it shall cause life to rise up in his soul. We can appreciate all that he has done. I'm happy to be alive despite all. I'm glad to be living as the old one would say, among the living. There's nothing that is beyond his power of maintenance. He can maintenance anyone, maintain us. I want to teach. I don't want to use the word intelligently, but I want to teach from the intelligence of Torah. Because what we teach, any of us here, if Torah doesn't witness the dynamics of that, and that is the broadness, the depth, in all of the other elements that associate with that, then it is vanity. It's something that we have heard or read from a book. It must come from the Sefer, the book, book of life. There is only one. No one can interpret that. That's why HaRuach gives us life. We hear the book. It brings substance to us. I want to continue as I left off on last Shabbat here in Revelation, in chapter 17 and verse 5. As I dealt with on last Shabbat, the metal palm, the foreheads, where the light of knowledge shines from. There is nothing in the physicality of your forehead that illuminates any form of life. It is what is behind this veneer that protects it. It is the metaphor. It is the intelligence of that labor that we have learned through the circumcision, the Brit Milah, to the cutting away of our sins, our corruption, our lies, our unrighteous ways. And so the metaphor consists of this which is behind, that which has been trained, taught, the elements of darkness that make us and cause us to carry out something so egregious. And it says down to the Most High, his instructions, what he commands us, that we defy him and we sin with a willingness, a pleasure. It doesn't trouble us. It doesn't intimidate us. And so I want to go beyond that, because Yochanan talks about a, not just any. He used the word, that preposition in our language, and it is a preposition in the language of Greek, and throughout the world. That one thing, the little preposition a, whereby it is followed by a noun or a pronoun, that it gives it integrity, that there is something that is specific for that. And it shows us all the elements that is related to a name. And he gives us the element of this one, that shall cause the mind of YisraYah'ale to trust in their own delusion of lies and corruption. There shall never be a city called Babel, Babylon shall be erected from the sands of the sea or from the earth. Yes. It shall flow from the earthen vessel, and that's us. Yes. And Babel is not synonymous with America, Russia, or anyone. It is a metastasized cancer that eats away, eats at the mind of Yahshua HaMashiach. We have lost all conscience, and not conscious interest to what Yah commands. Yes. So we go about doing things that are pleasing to me, not pleasing Yah, but I'm pleasing me. Yes. And so he saw this violent, contemptuous thing, calls herself a her. Why? Because she is the spouse, or she is the fountain of love, the sustaining of life, the milk flows. She bears forth the child. She brings it forth. Yes. She brings it up in the Torah of her ish. Yes. Torah of her head that walks, lives circumspectly. He walks in the ordination of Yah's command. You can see that from his libah, the light shines. And the light shines because all, not some, not a partial, but all of his sarah, his works, are done in Sadiq, the righteous. Yes. All of his works. He doesn't stumble. He doesn't give occasion to sin, because he has the sword of HARLOTS, and he fights against that. So here is this thing, if I must call her. That arises in the minds of the people. She is pompous, she's arrogant, she's full of pride, she's subtle, she's a liar, she's a whore, she's a thief. So whatever superlative you can find to demonstrate the power of the spirit she operates in, it's no power, it's all deception. Yochanan say, I saw a name, but there is significance in that. Yes. Well, he saw this name that is Grepho. The word Grepho is only used 5 times in the Torah. The word graph, graphics, Grepho, 5 times. You know what that represents? The number 5. The 5 books of Torah. Unless you find the answer, or the substance in Torah, and the writings of the Nobiim, the prophets, Shilishim, the writings of the Brit Hadashah, it's a lie. It's a flat-out lie. Yes. And all the other writings of Ezra and Hanuk, unless the witness of that is not found, in the first 5, it's a lie. So everything that I teach today, and you turn that one off, it shall come, the interpretation shall come directly from the safe, the book that is safe. I want to read that again, Revelation chapter 17 verse 5. I want to deal with her name for a moment. And I was yesterday evening, last night, I can't recall precisely or exactly, because the first captive identity or identifier of her name is simply mystery. We look at the word mystery in the Torah, it's not pronounced that many times. So I said, yeah, I will take at random. When I began to read those, got to the verses that springs life to my heart, and that's what I did. I took one from Bereshit and the latter, one from the old book, one from the new. And I looked at each word and the letters of each word, and I counted them all. And see what it would give me. I will give you this. I want this message to be one of teaching, and it will stir your intellect. All right.
Yes.
It says here, mystery. It is spelled L-A-W-T, lat. I want to read from Hanuk, messenger, the prophet of our time. Everything he spoke, Yochanan speaks profoundly of the revelation. And now he opens up unto messengers. That's why I say Yah raise up the young prophets and the messengers. That's why, young men, you have to walk circumspectly, honest, that your life is honorable, that there is no stain that causes one to question your integrity. Hanuk says this. Hanuk says this. There are 4 letters in the word lat. It is the power of enchantments. It is when one muffles themselves in their silence. In other words, they don't want no one to know about me, my sins. So it is almost, it is like a spirit of divination that it enchants. That's what the word mystery. And that's what she does. She enchants. She's silent in the depths of our sins.
Yes.
In our violent corruption, she doesn't speak. Who is the she? It is that spirit that runs your mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Look what the Nobi says. Enoch chapter 18 verse 16. It says, and he was wroth with them. This is Yah. And he bound them up until the time of completion. We're near that era, that time of completion of their sin. When? The year of mystery. In the year of light. The year of mystery. And so we all walk in our mysterious, mystifying ways here. We hide our mysteries. We're quiet. And we enchant unto them. That's why we do things over and over again.
Yes.
I will make it clear.
Yeah.
You have never heard it like this.
Yes.
because it's too simple.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's too simple for you.
Yes.
There are 4 letters there. There are 4 letters in the words lots. And then in the Brit Hadassah, I want to, there's a word called mustes reon. Mustes reon. It is to hide things secretly. See, the Torah of Yah is hidden from our minds because of our own corruption. It doesn't convince me of my sins when I become a practitioner of my sins. There's difference between a thought and an action come to one's mind. You resist that, you fight that. In the name of YHWH HaMashiach.
Yeah.
But this mysterion, with the words lat, there are 16 letters in that. And those words together, or with the words mysterion, it represents love. There are 12 letters in mysterion. And 12 is what? The 12 tribes. It represents the house of YisraYah'ale, and it represents his ahava. He loves his nation.
Yes.
And then combined, they measure out the 16. I'm going to work things. Just stay with me. And listen, Agan. This is what Shavuot says. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 1 verse. Verse 7. He talks about the mystery of iniquity. Of this corruption. It is a mystery. It mystifies us. You got every scholar is telling you who Babylon is. They tell you it's America. It's a lie.
Yes.
It's a lie. There is a city or a nation that sits in our minds. As we are reminded, they were in Mizraim, but they brought all, quote, the goodies, the habits, the gods, the lords, unquote, out of Mizraim. And the first thing they did, they abandoned Yah. So he talks about this mystery, this musterion, this mystery, this religious attitude that you're right. And I can't continue in my ways. It makes no difference what Yah says. For the mystery of Ovim, this corruption so evil, does already work. Asa, it forms our mind. It forms and fashions us the way it will. Does already work. Only he who lacks. There's one that doesn't impose the will of Yah. There's one that fights for Yah. He is the melach that stands for the counsel and the righteousness of Yah. Only he who now learns. Only Yah can do that by his ordination. He says only he who now lets will allow that to be until he be taken out of the way. And he's going to allow every kind of violent, sadistic, tell me of your battles.
Yes.
Here. Tell me of your trials and the consequences of your ways and what it produced. The mind of HaMashiach produced one thing. It produced this veracity, this compassion, because Yah is a hava, and it knows how to love.
Yeah.
And it loves. Not with this twisted, damnable stuff we call love. That's evil. It's a lie. It's corrupt. It's violent. It's not, for Yah is a chava. It's not love. It's not a love of Yah. It's a love of Bobel. That's why we're confused, the ignorant, and we simply do not know. Because there is a mystery. mysterion. There's a religious fashion to you that you're right. Yes. You're always right. True. You're always right. Yes. You try to commandeer Yah, and you will justify any kind of evil, sadistic, wicked thing. Yes. You think you satisfy Yah by saying, well, I still love you. You're evil. Yes. You're wicked. Yes. You're false. You're going to die that way. And that's a fact. And I don't care how you feel about me. Makes no difference at all. Yes, she has a name. And there's one thing that a name does, and I will deal with that. It has the essence of one that gives you the name. So one may make the name of Shibonka Shanara, yet they know and say, this is my friend Shibonka. She's sweet, she's kind. Shanara is one that is so playful. And so they combines those prefixes. And they give the affinity, but most of them don't. So the children grow up with the name Shibonka, Shanaka, Shibuka. Has no idea as to what it means. And it's just a fact of the matter. So that which Yah that allows, because it is a mystery to us. We don't even see the mystery of sin working in our mind because we're so gullible. Yes. We are gullible. But that's no excuse, my friends. Yeah. He saw this mysterious mystique about this whore. The whore is a whore. And then he identifies her as Babylon. She is the one that is great. The only thing he could see through the arrows of time that he had learned from the scholars of his era, the remnants and the beauty, the essence of Bobel, he saw this mystic place, the fruitfulness between two of the greatest fountains of waters there is. And he saw the abundance, the much. He saw all of that. And so in language that we can understand, she was in the essence of Bobel. She was great. Yes. She was mystique. She mesmerized. All of that can come from Bobel. There's only one thing that mesmerizes you more than anything. Yes. Is this. True, yes. It's that. Yes. It's not someone else. True. It's you. Yes. He called her Bobel the Great. I want to deal with that words, Babylon 3:7. It has in its capacity 9 letters. There's a sum to what I'm getting to. You'll understand as I teach. The Torah speaks of Babylon in Revelation GILYAHNA, chapter 18, verse 2. Yochanan says, and he cried mightily with a strong, powerful, pulsating voice. This is what Yah says. Bobel, Babylon, you're going to fall. Babylon the Great is fallen. Nafal. We fall not to someone else's corruption. We fall to our own confusion of our own mind. There is not going to be a city called Bobel rising up again on the banks of Euphrates and the Tigris. It's just not going to happen. There's not going to be a Roman Empire. It's all a lie. You must understand what brought about Bobel. It was the audacity of arrogance, pride. Nimrod said, damn the one that sits in the heavens. I know there is one. I will overtake him. I will bear my strength to the heavens. And that's how we are. We don't think that we're that way. The Torah commands us to love Yahweh with all. I show you commandment equal. Love your neighbor as yourself. Yes. Upon them two hands the whole mandate of Yah. And we don't give a damn. We don't try to love. We don't try to be kind. Yes. We don't try to be pleasant. Yes. And that is the truth, amen. I'm going to teach intellectually. I don't have intellect. But I know what these words mean because I've read them and I define them by their origin. And that's a fact. Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He says, Babel or Babylon has fallen. She has fallen. And because she has fallen, she has become the habitation of every kind of shayateen, every demon, every devil. What is that? It operates in lies and dishonesty and corruption. Yes. There's not a nation like that, but there is a nation whereby a kingdom abides. Yes. You're that nation. Yes. You're that city. Yes. You have lost your salts. There is no fragrance. You don't smell well. Yes. You stink. Yes. You look stinky. Yes. Because you are stinky, stunky, wanky, stanky. Yes. That's what we is. Yes. Yes. So this thing that is comprised of every kind of arrogant nature, prideful, of you that are so full of pride and arrogance, you don't even realize it. Your arrogance have taken you to the highway of hell. You can get by with some, but you're not going to get by with me. I don't give a knickers what the rats don't. Who you are. I thought and I looked, I said, my Yah, it's really populace-wise, it's just a few of us. Yes. But I will pour out of the integrity of the Torah, what he had put in me. I will pour from that machon, the fountain. I will pour from that. I'm not here to play. Has become the habitation of every kind of damnable spirit, lies and sporting and clowning and like a wild jackass. That's what we are. Yes. We find time for every kind of folly. We can laugh to high hell in our homes, but we never say, let's pray, let's. Yes. That's a fact. Your temples are so beautiful, you know that? You know I'm talking to you. Look how beautiful they are. You captivated me with them. They're so beautiful. It is the truth. I'm preaching it. Those beautiful dimples, and you move me away from my teaching. Not only every shayateen, but he says of every foul. You stink like a pile of dog dung. Yes. You stink. Yes. She said to me the other night when my friend in the back came, she said, your breath stinks. She said, I'm surprised he didn't realize that room, your office was smelling like you. I said, if it was, he would have said something. He's saying no. Thank you, my friend. But has become the dwelling place with foul, nasty, with angry, no compassion. There's not a city on the face of the earth like that. Because you're going to find someone there that has a decency about them. I say to those, and I will say this, Yah's going to tear this nation to hell. There is no nation that will take your beat down. You have come from the islands. You have come from all over the world. You're here illegal, and every nation has boundaries. You have come and took advantage of the system. You can't do that in Russia. You can't do that in Nigeria. You cannot go to Trinidad and do that. You cannot go to Jamaica and do that. You cannot go to Barbados and do that. You cannot go to the Philippines, and they allow even the most wretched ones in here. You see how weak and wicked she is? You're even weaker and more wicked. Because you have learned her ways, and you outshine her in all of her evil ways. A place whereby your mommy was poor, they let her come. She had no skill sets to offer. Your pappy a drunkard, a gambler. We are an ignorant people. But I'm here to set everything in order. And I'm not afraid. Hallelujah. Not every kind of foul spirit, but every kind of unclean and hateful. We're not hateful. We love everyone. I still love you. No, I ain't just honest enough. I tell you, get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you. And every kind of hateful. We're a nation of people, this city that sits in this frontal lobe. It runs between two fountains. One that is sadistically evil as hell, that flows out of your mind. One that is more righteous and self-righteous. Those are the rivers that feeds Babylon. And it feeds your emotion, your lies, and your corruption. And that's just a fact. And I don't care. Find you someone that will appease your wicked flesh. Every kind of hateful thing there is. There are 9 letters in the word dabun, which means fruit or peri. We have fruit. But it's not the peri of Sadiq. Every kind of fruit of evil, sadistic, maniacal wickedness that keeps the tree watered. I say often to my Achim, I've never seen a generation so mature. We get upset at correction. We get upset with righteousness. That's an immature man and a very immature woman. We get upset. We're above any kind of correction. You're a fool. That's the mind of Bobet. Because it tells Yah, I do what is right in my own sight. Who are you? I'm a man like you. Oh, then you're a weak jackass of a human. Yeshua was a man, wasn't he? But he went willingly. No man took his life. This is how we've become captivated by Bobet. I got it here, don't worry. I won't leave you hanging. Believe me, I will not. And then in the Old Covenant, there is one mother named of Zachariah or Zachariah, and this word is Bobel, same as the Greek Babylon, which use 9 letters, for Babel, B-A-W, B-E-L, B-A-W, V-E-L, it used only 6 letters. And 6 is a number of great weakness, immaturity.
Yes.
We are weak.
Yes.
We are weak. Because we don't sit by the rivers of the waters.
Yes.
The moya of truth. Shalom YisraYah'ale. I wanted to do a refresher course of some of the messages. But there are so many to choose from. Every time I stroll through the YouTube site, I see one I want to listen to. Then I see several more. So I add them to my study list. I've got enough stuff here for the next 15 to 25 years. Just a few as I pick them out. No, it's the truth. Because we've been upon YouTube about that long. And put them up. And I know what I have in my office, reams of books. And the brothers don't have to utilize it when I'm gone. But there are times I don't have nothing to preach. I had plenty to teach on YHWH. But I figured it was going to rain. That's what it was reporting. The things I wanted to get done, we need water. And that's the reason why. But there are times I'm as dry as they come. And at that moment, Yah would allow His truth to speak to my heart. Not some voices, truth.
Yes.
And I can sit down in 30 minutes and have you powerful teaching. That is instructional.
True. Yes.
It's full of wisdom.
True.
It's not just something made up. It's from the book. It's from the book. Look at what the Nobi Zechariah says. This is what he says. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 7. He says to us, this is the mandate of Yah, deliver yourself, O Sion, O Zion, that dwell with the daughters of Babel. Extract yourself. Move yourself that dwell and live, habitate with those whose mind is as far away from Yah. Their conversation is never about Yah. There is no praise of Yah. There is nothing. It's the spirit of order to allure and to draw you under the mother of her mind, which is devious and deceptive, to see if you will become a practitioner. Because Babel represents enchantment, it represents divination, it represents demonic, spiritual demonic power. No, it's not out here running around. It's here, my friend. That's wind out there. It's the wind that calls life in your sadistic, damnable, twisted mind. That's the wind. That's what calls you to become aroused and life to flow. You carry out the actions of your deeds without any regard, because there is so much disregard to Yah that nothing He says can convince you, convict you of your sin. He talks about delivering yourself from here. Grow up. Grow up. Let us grow up. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. With that, there are 9 letters and there are 6 letters. A total of 15. 15 represent the rest. R-E-S. T-the-shafat. We don't rest in our loyalty to Yah. We rest in our corruption. We become so audacious and arrogant. You're not going to be moved. Nobody gonna care of me. You're evil. Don't worry. I said again, you're gonna die that way. You can play and think you're not. You're gonna die that way. That's the way you're going to die. You're going to die that way. He calls, he cries, he's calling now. We harden our hearts. Yes. Then all of a sudden destruction comes. Yes. And that's without warning. If I sin, even if I believe I've sinned, I don't practice any kind of sin. I don't do anything in my home where you don't see me that's evil. I don't practice that. I don't go on the internet and looking up bullshit thing and playing around. I spend a lot of time in this book, and that's not boastful. I spend a lot of time. I spend an enormous amount of time, always, looking to see, to find out the answer now. So I will not practice sin, to become a practitioner of sin, to defy Yah. The old man that I sit under, he's an old man now. He taught me one thing, because I'm an older man now. I'm not a young man, I'm an old man. John, when you began this path, when he brings you to the knowledge, when he brings you to the understanding of the preciseness of Torah, don't stray. Because you will always walk like this. The path is there and the answer is there. And you're going to veer and you're going to continuously veer. And that's a fact. I took that advice. I said to the Akim one day that he would embarrass me in front of my wife. I didn't hate him for that. I love him the more. Look how silly and immature he is. They bless me. They bless me. Now don't do that in front of my wife. Well, he knew who she was. Yeah. He knew who she was. The Torah says she's the mother. She's where she feeds us from her breast. She is the mother, the imah of harlotry. This is what keeps us alive here. It's not that. I like that. This is the nucleus of everything here. This is what makes sense to that beat. No, not too fast. Oh, you got to beat up a little bit because you out of breath. It talks to this. That. It talks to that. Whatever the mother feeds you, that's what you will be. She feeds you cooking kanda, you're not going to develop the strength or the bone structure that is important. We've been fed from the womb. Lies, corruption, because of the ignorance of our household. I know I came out of one ignorant. Look at this, what the Torah says. Now the Greek calls it porne, like pornography, porne. It is when one will defile themselves for their own selfish gain. In essence, you will tell a lie because you want to garner something. You will do something that is totally evil and wrong. That's what a porne is. That's a whore. That's one of harlotry and whoredom. When you're lying, and you know you're lying. I'm not going to lie to you like that. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. I've never lied to you since I've never even posted something. Pretend I'm lying to you. I've never done that. I haven't lied to you, my friend. I haven't. Never lied to you. I don't lie from you all up here. And so when we have the spirit of porne, the 6 letters in porne, P-O-R-N-A-Y, isn't it? It shows a sign of weakness, of defilement, of such evil. It's beyond your comprehension. That's why you can't repent, because you don't think it's wrong. You have no conscience. You're not cognizant of what is wrong, because you are a righteous, self-righteous dog birthed out of hell.
Yes.
And that life of your birth continues here. And that's fact. Look at what Lucas, hear what Yahshua says. Lucas chapter 15, verse 30. He says, but as soon as this, your son was come, the young man, the parable. This is us here. This dog has gone out like a dog. Horde. He's gone to Babel.
Yes.
He spent the money. He's scoundreled the monies. And this dirty bastard come back. He comes back. And you kill the fattest cat. Look what he says. But as soon as this your son was come, which has devoured your living with whores, with pornography, you have killed him, the fattest calf. You have offered up the prima donna and the premium of offerings unto him. There is no heritage for this son, because he took all that he had.
Yes.
And he squandered it.
Yes.
He took all that he had and he squandered it.
True.
This belonged to that son. And that's the son I want to be faithful.
Yes.
I don't want to give my mind to Babel.
Yeah.
Be consumed with lies and corruption.
Yes.
Justifying sin and evil, and you know it's wrong, you can't do that.
True.
Find a way. You say it's all right, it's not all right.
Yeah.
Yours says it's wrong, it's either right or wrong.
Yeah.
You're not right.
Yeah. Yes.
And the spirit of the harlotry of Babel is like a cake. Harlotry represents, with this zona or porne, it represents a defilement that is filthy. The pouring out of every kind of disease and every kind of unclean things. It pours from here. Your lies pour from here. Her lies doesn't pour from me. My violent lies, she doesn't make me lie.
Right.
She doesn't make me do her wrong.
True.
She doesn't make me want to punch in the eye. She doesn't make me knock her down.
Yeah.
Is that cesspool of evil that your mama Babel, that whore, has seduced you?
Yes.
You will not abide in the counsel of Almighty Yah. You kill your fattest calf for that dog? The fattest of all of them. Well, he knew that son was honorable and loved his daddy.
Yes.
That's why he told him, all I got, you know is yours. He squandered his.
Yes.
And so he was at the kindness, the pity of his brother.
Yes.
And he knew, just like Esau, just like YisraYah'ale, his brother.
Yes.
Yah said, don't take his water. Don't intimidate him. You buy it.
Yes.
That's what you do. You found the remnants of Esau here. You found the identity of one that doesn't even know the riches of his father.
Yes.
He said, you could have killed this cow anytime you wanted to. And that's what Babel does to us. She is the mother of harlotry. She's the mother of harlotry. I want to go to Sirach 9:16, because the word Zana, Z-A-W-N-A-W, it has 6 letters as well. And 6 plus 6 equal what? 12? It represents the 12. This is the house of YisraYah'ale. And all of this is the essence of us. This is the substance of us. We're full of every kind of harlotry, every kind of damnable sin that we delight in. We delight in our lives, in our corruption. We know we're corrupt. That's why there are not many that love me.
Yes.
There are not many people. All my life, I've never found many people that care for me. But I am all right. I don't lose focus. I don't lose sight. Those that are kind to me, I want to reciprocate them with the same kindness. I want to go beyond that kindness. I want to go over that for them. Because if you find one friend in life, you found a gem with you. Don't believe everyone that says I'm your friend. Everyone that has ever here said they were my friend. Can I go further, my imam? Look what it says in SHABBAT chapter 6, verse 9. Yah says, do not give yourself to a zana, lest you lose your inheritance. Is that what that son did? Yeah. He gave himself to whores. Isn't that what it says in Luke 15:30? You wasted all that you had with the harlots. So Sharai could not, he spoke this before Hamashiach ever came on the scene. You give yourself to the harlotry of your mind that you want to play. You want to play around with God. You're going to lose inheritance rights of the kingdom. You're not going to be blessed. You're going to lose inheritance of wisdom and understanding. The Ruchem of Yah. You don't play with the whore. She will drop every kind of STD in you. Every kind of crazy attitude that you will infect everyone. You will not love no one. You don't even know to care for no one. I was sitting here and I said, as we were preparing for service, if you're kind to someone, they will love being around you. I'm just honest and I don't interject myself. I will say it. When I was at Dawid the last time there, Baltimore, we had a long conversation. I said to him, because he said I never could understand when we come feast days, you never inject yourself among us. And that's the reason why, my friend, I explained before he even asked that. He was asking that there, and that's why Yah even calls me. I said, you know, I said, okay, there are things I don't do because I can be very intimidating. I can be very gracious. I can establish the mandate. I said, I leave the brothers that space that they can fellowship without my interference. Because once I began to talk, I'm going to talk. I say, that's why. You notice I don't participate in certain things. Not that I don't want to be there. I will miss a service. There's a reason why I do that, nation. There's a reason why I'm no special than this young man here. I'm no more special than him, that young man. None. But I know that how the auxiliaries of my mind, how they operate. I know that. And some may not feel as comfortable whereby they can express things, but don't allow them to be foolish. I say, that's why, my friend, it's not that. I'm trying to segregate myself from them. I say, because I want them to flow and have a great time. True. I have a great time just looking. I used to watch the people skate around here. I would sit in my office in tears. Just something that simple would fall from my eyes. You understand? Yeah. Because I knew things would be enhanced if we could understand the vision. Listen to this. You will lose your inheritance. There are 12 letters in Poangi. There are 6 there in Zona, which is 12. It represents Torah. 12 represents Torah, the tribes of YisraYah'ale. And we are infested with this Babu low mindset. Mobel. We're full of Horam. We're full of every kind of vile, unclean thing. Yes. We do what is right in our own eyes. We don't examine ourselves by the book. We don't take the bath in the living water. Yes. Because there is no way if you bathe daily in this truth, you can't perform and do the things you do. You can operate in that damnable evil way of lying that is so sadistically evil that it has captivated, trapped your ruach and that your nefesh that you don't even know you're sinning.
Yes, sir.
I'll sum up why you're that way.
Yeah.
All these numbers add up to one number.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And it talks about her name. There's a name. These are the essence of her name. We need to find out what her name is.
Yes.
Because there is a name. And we need to know that name. These are the essence. These are that's what a Hashem does. A name or a grapho, it represents the words or the lettering tells you the story of the name. My mother named me David, D-A-V-I-D, because of that ritualistic, religious Baptist upbringing. And she named all of us except when she went to Delaware, became sure enough wild, she named him a name that was different from the lineage from Joel, from James, from John, from David, and the last one, different ball game. She is the abomination. Du'eba. She is the filth that is so repulsive, evil, sadistic, that it doesn't stink. It's violent, it's reprehensible,
Yes.
it's unclean. It's the mind of idolatrous, or the idolatrous. And idols are one's mind that they lust and they carry out their own activity by their own wicked propensity.
Yes.
They're driven by that. I know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I searched the book.
Hallelujah.
She mixed her idolatrous ways with the ways of Yah. Her evil, sadistic ways, and we do that. Well, I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's wrong.
Yes.
It's evil. It's violent. It's reprehensible. It's not of Yah. Your ways are different than his ways.
Yes.
Your thoughts as high as the heavens from the earth, that's how your thoughts and your ways are from Yah. You're evil.
Yes.
We must walk in his ways.
Hallelujah.
The Torah talks about her do'eba, defilement, a mixture of all kinds of concepts. This is what they do in Bobel. Here. In this mind. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
There are 7 letters to the words imply. It means perfection. Perfection. Those 7 letters, or the 7 letters in that. Look what it says in Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 18. This is what Yah commands us. Verse 26. You shall therefore, Yah says, I want you to guard, to keep, Shema, to honor my statutes. He said, you must keep my judgment. My judgment. My mishpatim. You must keep my judgment. We don't want judgment. I have watched men, women, children, and all. You say something, you see the disfiguration, even the color of their skin change. I'm like, what an evil man. What a silly woman. Their countenance change, you can see it. Don't tell me. You can see it. I know it's right, my friend. And see, when we know it's me, we're not going to say it's right. It's right. I have seen the whole countenance change. There are times I don't even look at men because it's not, I can't look at you. I don't do it because I know how immature, how insecure. Evangelist Hartsfield would say to me, right in front of her, he would lay it on me. I would go home and cry because I needed everything he said. I would not even be the man today unless he had done that to me in my juvenile state.
Yeah.
And he was the first one to recognize the change and say, look at my brother. I didn't even realize. And when I realized that, I said, oh my. That's a fact. His love was organic, but he cared for me. I believe that.
Yes.
But there is no way I could be here, you my son, if I had stayed with him. I'd rather be with you as much as I love him. I'd rather be with you, my son. I'm just telling you the honest truth. This is what Yah says here. In Leviticus 18:26, you shall therefore keep my statutes, my judgment, and you shall not commit any of these any of these abominations. Semicolon. Neither any of your own nation, nor any strangers, you don't even let them defile the land. You don't let mama come, you don't let daddy, you don't let sons and daughters come and make a mockery of Yah. You don't let them come and do what they want to do in the bed of Yah. That's what he said. You don't even let those that are strangers. Hold up, you can't. No. Well, I'll just put it out. No, look, get off my grounds. You don't even smoke on my. Get off. Get off of her. Well, buddy, I will tell you one more time. Get off. Come to someone's house like that. But what's wrong with that guy? You're a hoe, not a whore. You are a freak Jezebel. I was telling my friend, I saw one that lived here. I would have never waved at that person who was driving the red truck, and they saw me. I don't look for nobody, you understand? I take care of business. And I'm driving down the parking lots of Walmart, and I'm looking for a parking space. Well, I don't park right up near the door. I like to park a bit back, driving the truck especially. And I saw this person with other persons wave at me. And I just automatically, I threw my hand and I realized, say, look at that. So when I got out of the vehicle, I walked way around. I'm not like you. And I sat to my issue, the way the person was dressed. Sweatpants on looked nasty. Didn't even look like a nasty hoe. Looked like the person had on those sweatpants. They were nasty. I don't want to get close to no one like that. You think that you were oppressed, seeing suppressed. Something is wrong, you come out. Well, you said it makes no difference what you're dressed like. Well, I'm working. And so when I went out, I had on work clothes and they were dirty. But that person didn't do what I did the other day. They didn't do that kind of work. Nah. That's what we appear to be before Yah. Yes. We go from under the covenant of truth for lies. I will not pontificate, I will not alter anything for you. And above all, I will not alter anything for me. I know I'm going to happen. I want to be right. As though, folks, I want to be right with Yah. I don't want to leave this place with corruption. I haven't done anything to corrupt this place. Nothing. 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 I haven't. I've lied about nothing. Monies, nothing. I haven't done it. I've been honest. Straightforward. And for real. Hallelujah. He says this to Abram, to allow them to come that way. And Lucas, it talks about the Bidel Uchma. Just like the letter B, Bidel Uchma. It's when that is found so violent, so detestable. And that's what dwelled in Bobel. She has become the habitation of every demon, every unclean thing, every violent thing, everything that is reprehensible. And we allow our minds to be controlled and cesspool of everything that is evil, sadistic from the gates of hell. And we can laugh in those things, and we can feel comfortable. I don't play. I'm not a jackass of a clown. That I'm not. I'm a jackass. I'm not a clown. That I'm not. This is what it says in Lucas. Lucas 16:15. And I say to you what YHWH says unto me concerning this this foul thing. That's the foul spirit that Yah is allowed to flow among Bobel. Lucas 16:15. YHWH, he said to them, you are they which justify yourself before man. You want to look big and bodacious. You want to be something you're not. I'm just who I am. I don't pretend. I don't pretend I got money. I don't pretend I'm intelligent. I don't pretend I'm living royal, although I'm living extremely royal. I dwell in the house of Yah. I eat from the tables of my Abba. I don't eat from the tables of vomit and putrefied trash. I eat from his table. You the which justify. I don't care what she said. You're not even a dog, my friend. Your daughters of Zion, you got that mess in you. You better get it out. This is what it says. It says, you are they which justify yourself before men. You want to make yourself look excellent. You see, I'm not here today doing that. There are folks that will not like me because of what I'm saying today. There are folks that will not sell a nickel when there was enough funds coming in to help and assist in many ways. They don't like, well, change that. I'm changing nothing. Hallelujah. For no one. Hallelujah. I'm not changing this because this is simple. He says, but Yah knows your levim. He knows you're evil and crooked. He knows your heart. For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of Yah. And we esteem everything but Yahshua HaMashiach. We esteem our wicked children. We esteem our wives, and we know they're wicked as hell. Our husbands, we know they're sadistic and evil. Our children, we esteem that which is highly esteemed. We look favor to. We will obfuscate the responsibilities of Yah and justify that which is evil. He said there is no abomination like that. There is no bidel uchma that is so foul, so sadistically evil. Yes. He said, that's not like it. No. Will, my friend? Yes. 17 verses from Joepa, Bidel Ugma, 10 letters there, 10 letters, which gives you 17, which is the number of Teshua. When everyone turns 17, 16 is the Yavana. But 17 as a man. Can't nobody tell you nothing. That's a fact. When I do the math to add them all up, the sum of the letters of the numbers, it is 60. A 6 and a 0. Which 60 represents one element in the balance of Torah. It represents this, Gayum, a people that is full of pride. Gayum, G-A-W-O-H-N, Gayum. That's what I pulled these verses at random. I didn't even know where I was going as I began to look. I began to look at every word in the Hebrew and the Greek language. You see these, and this is how you find the mysteries of Yah's intelligence. If you don't seek for it and search, you're not going to find anything. Our problem, we just read. Yes. No, I don't have a book at home to tell me how to do this. But I have the book that shows me and tells me how to do this. Yeah. And so I do it by the mandate of the book that I read and what is written in the Torah, because that thing has a name. Not only is it grapho, but there is a name. You all hear that? Yes. I don't think we do. You see, I look at those little prepositions and see how they are constructed. Yes. Torah, what it identifies. That preposition, there's a noun or a pronoun that gives great element to those words. As we would say, superlatives, that gives you the identity or the identifier of what the words are conveying, what that noun or that pronoun is conveying. I want to go back in the Brit Hadassah. I want to read something. This hope that you think that I am somebody. That's the true pronunciation of the word a. It is How do you know? Because I'm not as wise as you, but I'm a student of this book. What is and why that Yah caused that little preposition to be put that just a name? Why? Well, those things that are written mystery, well, there are people that name their children that, but there's a collection here of all kinds of identifiers, but the Torah says a name. I want to deal with the profoundness of that in this sense. Let us open up to ourselves in the wisdom of God's teaching. Philippians. Philia, chapter 2. I want to read one verse. And then I want to cause us to understand the word name. And I will read directly from the Greekish and the Hebraic meaning of each word, all right? And show you that I didn't contribute any of my intelligence to it. But these are the writings of Shaul, Philippians chapter 2, verse 8. As he encouraged us to be obedient, to be steadfast, even unto death, as he said, I shall hold fast. He says to us, and being found in the fashion of not just a superb man, but a man. A man. He was found in the same fashion, the same battles as a man. See, this is what we negate. He humbled. As my grandmother would say, he humbled. He humbled himself. And then he became obedient to death. That's what we need to do. You need to humble your damn wicked self. Yeah. And come obedient unto the death. Yes. Because sin, when it is finished, is bring forth death. You need to get that damnable sin out of your heart. Yeah. And stop doing evil and becoming a practitioner of evil and your silly dumb ways. You better stop. Yes. Yeah. We better become obedient unto the death of this corrupt, bizarre, this buzzard-like nature. Yes. Flesh. Yes. He became obedient unto death, even the death of shame of the state. Verse 9 is the catalyst. Wherefore, Yah also has not just exalted, but he has highly exalted him and noton, and given him a name. Given him a name. And upon her metapon was a name. And upon her metapon was a name. Yah has highly exalted him, given him a name. We exalt ourselves. Because I am greater than you. I'm better, I'm smarter, I'm more intelligent than you. This is the nature of Bobel. This is the nature of a harlot. Her wares are better than anyone else's wares. She does things that no one else can perform. I'm the best wife because I do this for you. Hell, you're doing the menial or the minimum responsibilities as the wife. I'm a great husband. Now you're a great husband when you correct your house and everything. Yes. I don't give a damn what it is, everything. Yes. Stays in the order that the Torah commands you as a man. Yes. And that's a fact. I don't care if I don't need friends. Yeah. If you don't love me. Yeah. My most ardent enemies will listen. You see, they've never heard this. Yes. You haven't either. And neither have I. Oh, I'll rehearse things and thought about things, but it wasn't like this. Listen to what it says. Has given him a name, which is Hupeh, which is above, which is above. And this is what this Bobel says to us. You're above the laws of Yah. You're above Torah. You're above love because you are the supreme of what love is. You are kinder than anyone. You are a damn wicked liar. Yes. You don't even know how to be kind. You don't even know what sweetness is. You're nasty. You're an evil that's full of pretense. That is the nature of the whore. She tell you, I love you. You love no one. Whore. You are a dirty slut of a dog. You will do what a female dog and what she is called, that's your expression. I got love for everyone. You're a damn liar. First of all, you don't even love Yah. And how can I love you? And I can't love Yah unless I love you. I can't express my love toward him unless I love you. That's just a fact. Unless I trust you. Has to be that way. You don't trust this one. I have distrust of no one. Never have. You do that. I said to his brother, I said, you know, there's nothing no one can do to me. If you take $10,000, what is that? It's nothing. Money is not, quote, and that time it's not a God to me, unquote. So what have you done? I said, you haven't beat me. I let you do that. You haven't played me for no fool. I knew you were a charlatan from J Street. So what have I lost? I said, I haven't lost anything. And that's just a fact. It's a fact. It's the truth. He has given him not just name, but a name, which is Hupeh, a name that is exceedingly, abundantly, beyond, an expression that captivates. He has given him a name. Now this whore, it was one thing that Yochanan noticed, that there was a name. There was a name written in the Hebrew Hatta. It was It was engraved. That's what hakta means. It's engraved with an inkhorn, with a writer's inkhorn. In essence, it is almost chiseled and it is engraved in. And I want to use the S word, but that's what in us is engraved in us. That mess we got in us, that you just don't get that out overnight. Just say, I'm sorry. You don't get that out like that. We got some mess in us. That's what hakta is. It's engraved. It's ingrained in us. God says this nature of Babel shall rise up and say, I'm greater. Where are all the blessings that we shall have? Are we the children of Yah? Because we are Hebrew Israelites. You're full of your bullshit. You're damned of a liar. It's amazing they never touch sin. But eating pork. Where's your seek? Yeah, everything that the Torah commands us to do. Li'olam via, throughout every generation. These ignorant jackasses don't even do but one of them. And all the other things he commanded us to do them. Same words used. Throughout all, or li'olam via, throughout all your generation. With these young jackasses, yes. Rise up. Knock me out. I'll debate any of them. Hallelujah. I like to fight. I really do. And I hit very hard. That's a fact. He says he's given him a name above some other names. That's what it says. For there's not a name that name is not above. Babel says, I'm greater than Mizraim. I sat on the channels of the greatest rivers. You think you're greater because you sat on the cesspool of your corruption, of your sadistic evil ways. You think you're smarter and you think you're wiser than everyone. That's the consideration. You're smarter than everyone you meet. You want to show what you got. You want to convey your substance. And you don't have a damn thing. You have nothing. God didn't make you a man. He caused you to come forth in the birth, a progeneration of kind. No, they came because of you. And he blessed you to have one that could receive and conceive. For you as a man to spend all your life trying to pay for a car, trip, house, is stupid. Those Hebrew Israelites will not get together and buy an apartment building. And let everyone purchase their own apartment, you pay for it. Let's do it collectively. But they're no different than Baptists. They meet on the Shabbat, they go home. They don't see each other again to Shabbat unless they run across each other at the most powerful church in America. That's Walmart. Because everybody got to go to the church house, Walmart, and get anointed. Yes. Everyone must go to Walmart, get anointed. Yes. You can't live without her. You're in love with Walmart. You all know I'm telling the truth. Yes. And so you don't even see each other until you come to the real church house. Not church, but the church house. Yes. You see them at Walmart. Well, you see people I see nowhere because I don't look for nobody. I don't look for nobody. My intention is to go get that, this, and that, and get out of this nasty place. Yeah. And that's what I do. I forgot to tell her, your cousin said to me, tell Iba Rafi, I asked about it. Tell her, I said hi. And I forgot. I said, thank you kindly. I will tell her. And I just remembered. Because I don't look for nobody. Yeah. I take care of business. And that's what I do. He's giving him a name. Let me, YisraYah'ale. I want to do this in the Greek language. And then I want to do this in the Hebraic. I want to finish this Because I have a teaching on the serpent that you've never heard in all your life. You're going to see something. Yeah. But this is in the language that YHWH was speaking in 13. That's what the Chronicles of History says. He spoke 13 different languages. And that comprised of dialects and authentic, languages. He spoke 13. There is a word, not a word, but the words onoma. Onoma. It is the word N-A-M-E. That's how one would say, my name. Just like it was in Spanish or Hebrew. But onoma means this. I want you to understand what it means. Hear this, please. The name is used for everything which the name represents and it covers. He has given him a name. A name. And I saw inscribed in her mind, her forehead, a name first. And then I saw it written. Everything, the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning. So when one mentioned, or someone mentioned, your husband, your city, it brings all the emotions, everything that is entailed with that name. The kindness, the love, the generosity, his apprehension, his comprehension, his tenderness, his delicacy, everything. That's what the name is. So when one names one a name, one takes upon all the ingredients about what that name will represent. My love, I struggle to have children, so I want it to be, I want that name to represent that. So when I hear the name of my child, it will cause all these emotions and all these internals to go on. Is this making sense? Yes. It is. By hearing the name or remembering the name, in other words, the name represents the rank, the authority, the interest, the pleasure, the command, the excellence, the deeds. So the name is important. I saw a name, Hadab. I saw a name engraved with the writer's inkhorn, that it was etched out, carved out. I saw a name. And there is a name that is above that stupid name here. There is a name that is Huper, that is an excellent, it is a dynamic, it is a magnificent name. So when you hear that name, it should make you rejoice. It should make you happy. Now listen to me, nation. Not this phony baloney. It should cause a euphoric, an eruption, the flow from the depths of our being, to know what that name has done for us. Now we can be silly as countdown all we want to, but that's what it must be. Yeah. You see what the name is? And that's just Greek. I want to, in the Hebraic, it's just like the word shame. You just say the name, or Ha is the Hashem. Some will say Hashem is spelled S-H-E-M, S-H-A-M-E, but Hashem. Hashem, Hashem. Now this is what the word shame. In the language of our patriarchs. It is the idea, when one gives a name in essence, of definite, and that it is an indicator of the position or the purpose why you name him Yeshua HaMashiach. It is a designation, an appellation, as a marker. It's a marker. Levi. You hear me? Asha. See, that's totally different. Levi knows Levi. When I call Levi, he didn't mind. And when I call Asher in his meandering way, he lifted that head and said, "Yes, I is." Levi said, "Look at that head. That's right." It is a mark of a memorial for individuality. You celebrating Shabonka's birthday, you don't celebrate Jawonka's birthday. You're with me? Yeah. Because Shawonka was born this day. You weren't born this day. So he has given him a name that is a memorial to us, that is individuality. It implicates honor, authority, and personality. It denotes the reputation of memories. And the name is one thing that the name reveals. It reveals the essence. It reveals the substance, the elements, the essence. And so your mama didn't name you that name because the name had essence. She may have named you after Auntie Subel Johnny Lou. She named you that because she loved Aunt Jenny Bell Sulu. Because she was a kind one to her and always encouraged. It could be anything. But she named you that name because it brought a memorial unto that one. Like a son being named after his father, or mother naming her daughter after her mother. Come on, nation. So he gave him a name. And it's above all names. And there's one that rises up out of the rubble of mess we is, out of poker, and say, I'm great, my name, I'm somebody. You're nothing but a fool. That's what we is. We're stupid. We're crazy.
Yes.
You're talking little to us. When the grave finds you, it won't say much. They say, come on. You can beg, you can cry. You say, help me. It's not going to help you. And that's a fact. As the old one said, you better get yourself together. And only he can get you together. You better get yourself right. And that's a fact. It begins here. You better get yourself together. You don't have to listen. Unite in here. You better get yourself together. Because as the old ones would say, payday is coming. In the year of mystery, we're mystified. We don't even know. We don't even know truth. We can't even walk in truth because we don't want truth. We want lies. This is what the word name, your name reveals the essence of who you are, what you is be. That's what a name does. Your mother's name reveals to you the essence of mama. And so when mama is gone, you think about her name, it brings all the nuances of the essence. She was so sweet to me. That folks in the latter years, my mother and I got so close together. We loved each other. We were kind to each other. There are people that one gone, the husband's gone, the wife, you know, he was a sweet man. Or she's gone, he said, you know, I love that woman more than I love me. You understand? So it's vitally important. It's vitally important. That's why Yah did not allow the Melachim of the heavens to sanction his name. Because his name represented the essence of him and who I am and what I am. And it's all about me. And for that, we are the same body of Yeshua HaMashiach. So there is a name for us. But this whore at our mind tell us that we're great, tell us we're this. And that's a crazy, crazy hoe. There ain't no kingdom going to raise up. What time? It's going to be another 1,000 years. Then all of this is balonious. It's bogus. And all these street corner fellas, we're going to see what's going to happen in 2019. And they're already dissecting and altering that lie. I mean, Hebrew Israelite, you're just a sinful, wicked man. You're still a whore woman. You're still a whore. People, we don't even know who he is. I'm no more black. Well, my skin is brown. And if you call me black, that's all right. I know who I am. Yeah. I know what house I belong to. Yes. Yeah. I just found out who I am. I would tell them, I'll tell you who you is. You are sinful, you're evil, you are wicked, you're a liar, and you're corrupt, and there is nothing, no damn tough thing in you. Yeah. I talk to people that way, because I don't let them run that bogus bull game by me. I just found out I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Isn't it amazing? And they're just as wicked finding out they're more wicked as a Hebrew Israelite. Don't think they don't eat pork. Not pork. They don't eat pork. They don't eat pork. They don't eat pork chops. That pork belly, that sweet pork belly, that bacon. They're just as wicked. They still smoke the same dope. They land with everything that will lay with them. They're just saying, this is my wife, you're my wife. We have concealed this. And you go get all you want. That's so stupid. Yes. You don't hear them talk. I've never heard them name any sin. I don't listen to them. But all they talk about in their boastfulness, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And they ain't worth a damn. Yeah. Don't even love each other. We'll live with each other. Move in the house with each other. Take over the basement. Put 3 families in that big house. Nobody but you and your wife. You think they're going to do that? Hell no. Because they don't give a damn about Hebrew Israelites. Just go and eat. Go into these restaurants eating that poke, where they fry poke chop and poke and beans. You evil things. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I like to fight. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Here's something that is so vital here. I want to show us 2 things. Prophecy of that one that would come, and that Yah would give him a name. Unless I can certify this, solidify it, and reading out of the book of Hanukkah, unless I can certify that by way of the prophets, the wisdom of the council, of the books of Marcel Michouli, then I'm a liar. You'll run from me, all right? I will prove all things in the book. Let's turn to Hanukkah. Hanukkah, Enoch. I want chapter 48. Verse 1, I want to begin. I want you all to hear this. I want you to listen to this. Furthermore, in that place as Yah had enraptured Hanuk. Hanuk is a nobi that speaks of the time, or the time of mystery, of the time of evil, the end times, the Acharith. He says, I was in this place that Yah ordained. He said, and I saw not the fountains, but I saw the fountain. I saw the Machon. I saw the Machon. I saw the source of water. I saw the source of life. And that's what, as we were reminded here a couple of weeks ago, of the Machon, the fountain, the water, the Maya, how it flows, the rivers, the Yam. He said, I saw a fountain. I saw the fountain. I saw the fountain, just not any fountain, but it was a fountain of Sadiq. It was where all righteousness flowed. It was where when one drank from that fountain, then the commands of Yah, it was a pleasure to them, because that was the refresher, the drink from the fountain of righteousness, Sadiqam. There's a comma there, and then it says this, I saw the power of this Hamashiach. I saw the power of this one that Yah would give a name. He says, which does not deplete. It never runs out. It never dries. It depletes and is surrounded completely. Listen. It said it's surrounded completely by numerous, not just 1 or 2 or 3, but a number that is exceedingly of the fountains of Chukhmah, of wisdom. One that understands And one drinks from the fountain of the knowledge of Bobel. One can drink from the fountain of the eternal inheritance of Yah's nature. One can drink from the fountain of the power and the revelation of Yeshua. You see, I saw fountains of wisdom, of the hukmah, of the understanding of this book. Not just a fountain, but it all flows from the lavim, or the heart of Yeshua. It all flows from there. Well, that sounds right and nice. But you got to prove out to me, Hanuch, you're a true messenger of Yah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And this is what he proved to me right here. The third word in verse 2. All the thirsty. All the thirsty. All the thirsty. All thirsty. You see, I examine words when I study. This is what proved everything to me. If Hanuk never proves anything to me, does he says all thirsty?
Yes, sir.
Yeshua.
Yeah.
I want you to hold your finger, not finger, there. And I want you to turn to Revelation. GILYAHNA. Revelation chapter 21 and verse 6. Revelation 21 verse 6. These are the words that flow from the mouth of Yeshua. And he said to me, it is done. I am Alpha, and I am Death, I am Omega. I am the beginning, and I am the end. I will give to him that is dipseo, that thirst. That is a thirst. That is a thirst. Yeah. All them that thirst of the fountain. Does it say of the fountain? Yes. Does it say of the fountain? Yes. And there in Enoch it says, I saw the fountain? Yes. Does it say I saw the fountain? Yes, sir. He said, I saw the fountain. Hanuk 48:1. Furthermore, in that place, I saw the fountain. Yes. I saw the fountain, not I saw the fountain. Yes. The fountains have no place unless there is the fountain. He says, Yeshua says, those that are thirsty, will I give him of the fountain, everything you need. Yes. That flows from the fountain of righteousness and Siddiqah, because he was given a name, wasn't he? Yes. Habon, yes. Greater, more excellent. Yes. And when we hear the name, it ought to make us rejoice. Yes, to be fearful. Yes. Rejoice and be glad. Yeah. When the agony of fear overtakes us, you know damn well that doesn't happen with us. Yes. I said it like that. Yes. It is the truth. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. I always say to myself, I would have loved to have had a man to train me like me. I would have. There would be nothing he wouldn't even ask me. I do it because I know it's right. I know that's a blessing. I was sitting evangelist in Hartsfield Foot. I was a young, strong man. I could play ball with the best of them. I was athletic. I could run 25 miles with the best of them. I could go out with my issue and we run 17 miles at a shot. We go to the track field at 98 degrees and we run 5 miles every day. I taught her how to play tennis. She could, I'll leave that alone, but she could run a basketball down for me and get it back to me. And I would sit at that man's foot and listen. I would sit there all night. I would not come to bed to be comforted my wife. I would sit at his foot. At his foot. I will break down the door to his room because I knew it was mine. This is a stupid generation. Yes. They don't give a damn about no one because they think it's me. Yes. That's sad. Yes, sir. But I would sit at his foot to embrace the teaching, the learning. He knew much more than I did. In fact, only and only those that are thirsty, you're going to drink of the fountain. We've been drinking of the fountain of a little wisdom. Our wisdom is not the best. We've been drinking from the fountain of the fear of Yah. Our fear is subpar. We've been drinking a little bit from the fountain of understanding beyond, yet our understanding. We drink from the fountain of counsel, but Yah says, YHWH says, you're going to drink from me. Yeah. You're going to drink from the fountain. And Hanuk says this before Yochanan ever said it. Yeah. I know that Hanuk has certified in my lab. I use this for demonstration, you understand? Yeah. That's the only reason I use this for demonstration. Now let us, I want to understand the word dipsa'u. Those are the thirst. That's what it means. It's not my meaning. It means to suffer thirst. Suffer from thirst. But it has the indication of those who have said to thirst, who painfully feel their want, this eagerness, longing for those things which the nefesh is refreshed by. You may have some water, but it doesn't refresh your being. It's a mother looking for a long-lost daughter. She can sit down to the best of meals, but that doesn't refresh her. The only one thing will refresh her when she sees her face. She grabs her. And the 1,001 tears she cried, just that one. And all of those mean nothing like that tear of rejoicing. You understand? You understand? Just embrace and to love. Just that one tear of that rejoicing. All the tears of agony and pain, the volume of that weighed her down, have no deterring factors. No, it doesn't. And that's the fact. That's why the father saw the lone son that was a whore. Yes. That's why he gave. That's what we've been all our lives on. Yes. He gave the fattest of offering. Yes. YHWH for my sins. All right? And that's a fact. How about that? He says this in Hanuk. Let's go back there. Verse 2. Hanuk 48 verse 2. All the thirsty ones drink of the water and become filled with wisdom. We must drink the Mayim, the living water, the water of Torah. Then their dwelling place. This is our dwelling place. He says our dwelling place shall become with the Kodesh and the righteous and the elect one. That's what we want to be with. That's who we want to be around. That's who we want to live with. Yes. We want to be with them. Hallelujah. Not any of these Akim are not incapable of supplying all the things they need for their family. Yes, you are. But yet we have chosen, they have, their kindness, like Moshe. I'd rather suffer with the people of Yah than to enjoy the pleasures of sin, because it's only for a season. Yes. It's coming down, baby. Yes. It's coming down, and it's coming way down. That's a fact. Yes. This is the prophecy that Hanuk speaks for this time. That was certified. It's truth again. Then he says in verse 3, he says, at that hour, that second, that day, at that hour, at that hour, that Son of Man was given what?
A name.
Given what?
A name.
A name. YHWH says in Philippians 2:9, just stay there, Anuch. He was given him a name which is Chuppah, which is above. He said, I saw him. I was there, not in some mirage, but I was in the presence of Yah. And the heavens are filled with those with names. But there's only one name. That at the hearing of that name, every knee is going to bow. And every tongue is going to confess. He is the mighty Redeemer and the King of YisraYah'ale. Not you know that you are a damn dirty, wicked Hebrew Israelite, a thief, a liar, a whoremonger. He said, I saw him. I saw that one at that hour. That Son of Man was given. Same thing that YHWH says in Philippians 2:9. GILYAHNA, no fun granted, bestowed. The same thing said in Hanukkah. Is it the same? Yeah. You see, the book answers itself. We're just lazy and we don't know how to dig. We don't know how to take advantage of what's there. Yeah. And that's a fact. He was given a name. Where? In the presence of Yah. And the whole host of the SHABBAT of heaven. It should be capitalized in the book you're reading, in Hanukkah. Does it say the before? In Hanukkah 48:3.
Yeah, man.
Okay. It says the before time. He is before time. He was there before time was made. He was without time. So he is time. When he says time, he's time. He says before time. Even before the creation of the sun and the moon. He was there. He was given a name. He was given a name that would transcend into the earthly realm. And that name, when we hear it, it ought to be sweet. It ought to make us rejoice. And because of that whore, that slut, that doggish way of ours, we're greedy. That's what a whore does. She always does anything for her own gain. She doesn't give a damn about no money. She doesn't give a damn, and I'm saying she, because that is her bobelle. She's allures. She draws you through your own wicked lust and your own lies. Yeah. I'm talking about male and female. Yeah. Created before time, the sun, the moon. Before the creation of the stars. Emphatically it says, he was given a name. And I saw a name written on this whore's forehead. She says, I'm the greatest of all whores. I'm Mother Bobelle. I'm full of filth and dirty stuff. I'm full of disease. Touch me. Come on in. Get my STD. You cohabitate with liars, you become liars. Your friendship is with the world because you got a lot of the damn world in you. You evil thing. He was given a name in the presence of Yah of hosts. And that name, it emphasized all of the aggregates of whom he is. It shows you his name. The name of Yahushua shows us the traits of him because he came in the Father's name. He came in the power of that name. And there is no other name like that name. Other name? How many pages? I'm not going to finish this today, but there'll be a season I'll get back to this. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I want us to understand, why has he really, what do we give for this election? We couldn't campaign for it. That's nothing any of us have done or has done. That we have campaigned, that we have garnered favor with him. We're all evil, sadistic. And every day, if it wasn't for his hasid, his kindness, we would die because he's mad with us. We do evil and wickedness every day. And that's a fact. I'm not going to practice doing evil. I'm not going to do things I know that are wrong. And that's a fact. I want to read from, I want to try to finish this. I want to read from a prayer of Dawid. It's in 2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 18. I want to begin reading, and I'm going to skip, move ahead, because I want to lay down the foundation here. 2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 18. Then once Melech, the king Dawid, and he sat before Yah. He sat before Yah. And this is what he asked Yah. This is what he says. Who am I? What am I to you, really? Who am I, Yah? He said, O sovereign Yah, O master. And what is this house I'm dwelling, or what is my house? What am I? What do I have to offer? Yes. I question you because you have brought me this rochach. You have brought me this far. What am I? And who am I that you have brought me this far? You have given me such kindness in all of my sin. You have forgiven me. He said, what am I to you? He's crying to you. Quickly, verse 23. And then he looks at us. You boast that you found out you're Hebrew Israelite. Or rather you boast you found out you're dirty, you're sinful, you're wicked, you're evil, you're corrupt. He asked this, verse 23. And what one nation in the earth that is like your people? Tell me one other nation. Babel, Mizraim, Rome. He said, what nation is in the earth that are like your people? Even like YisraYah'ale. Whom, listen carefully, whom you, my Abba Yah, you went. That means he involved himself. Yeah. He participated. You went to redeem for what? A. Does it say A? Yes. Not just any. To redeem a people for himself. This is our ignorance that this lustful so-called Babel has seduced us. We're arrogant, we're full of pride, we know every damn thing, and we don't submit unto no one. That's how you honor you when you, it's not a difficult thing for me to submit to you. It's not a hard thing for me to submit to any brother. It really isn't. We can work together now. I will take his way. I may make a suggestion. I'm a thorough thinker. I examine things beyond the roots. I do. And I may inject. Oh, okay, we were working on that. All that water that sits about the door. I said, let's take that out. What do you think about that? Let's do that. Let's do this. And it's a very pleasant place now. It's fortified. Let's fix this up. I believe in cleanliness. I don't like things out of order. And when we're that way, something is wrong here. I believe in picking things up. I do. I like things to be orderly because that's the way my nature is. It's the nature of HaMashiach. He said there's no people like YisraYah'ale whom Yah went and redeemed a people to himself. For what purpose? Make him a name. That's what this hoe is doing. I saw a name written. She's going to make unto herself a name. She needs a people. And she needs that people whom Yah has called a people to make a name unto himself. What does that imply? The aggregate of his name. What is the aggregate of his name? He is kind. He's full of mercy. I mean, full of rahan, full of kindness, full of tenderness, full of love. He is love. And those are the aggregates, or the aggregate of Yah's, his name. And that's what we should be filled with, nation. And so this whore, Yochanan said, I saw a name. I saw what was in that whore's mind. Listen to me. Woman, you never talked to a man and you could read his mind and knew exactly what he was trying. Man, you never talked to a woman, you never knew what she was saying. We're silly if we. Come on, talk to me. That's what this horse says. I will make, that's what her son Tom says. I will ascend above the heights of the heavens, above the throne of Yah. I will become like him. I will sit in the mountain of the north. I will dethrone him. And that's what Babel is. We will dethrone the Torah, the commandments, the covenant of Yah, that he brought his allegiance to us. And we do that. We become practitioners of sin, that we violate things with eagerness, and we don't care. We don't care. Is it too chilly for you all? You can turn that off, all right? I don't want you all to get cold now. If you're chilly, she's about freezing over there. Smile for me. Yeah, I want to see them pretty dimples. Hallelujah. Yeah. They are pretty. If you run after everything, you got pretty dimples. I tell Sippy, I tell Dawid, can I tell you something? Look at my eyes, Dawid. I said, look at my eyes. I said, you know you're beautiful? He said, yes, sir. I said, how? Because you told me. I said, if anybody told you you're beautiful today, yes, sir. You. That's how she takes advantage of me. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Forgive me. Forgive me. And so them beautiful dimples, their pretty eyes and pretty dimples. I don't care if I embarrass you. I'm just embarrassed with you. How about that? How about that? Ain't nothing like pretty dimples. I used to have a mole right here. You can't see it. And oh, that's something nice. I don't know who it's probably down here now. Over the years, that's good. And that's just nice. You got beautiful dimples. And those dimples will take you a long way. They're pretty. I always knew you had dimples, but I see the beauty of them now. How about that? I don't give a damn if you don't like what I'm doing. How about that? Hallelujah. You evil ones that upset you, let it upset you. You will die in the gates of hell as far as I'm concerned. Hallelujah. You're a devil. You got pretty dimples, your pretty mouth match, even your pretty little nose, all right? It is. That's right, it all matches. Hallelujah. Who am I talking to? None of you I know what I'm talking about that. That's right. Get it back. Shalom, Dawid says here in Shmuel, he has called us to make to him a name. 2 Samuel 7 verse 23. And to do, you're going to do for yourself great things and terrible things for your land before your people, which you have you have redeemed, you from Mizraim, and from the nations, and see from their gods. And that's what we must be redeemed from the gods of Mizraim. As we were reminded, we have come out, yes. We still have that trash, yes. And evil stuff in us. Yes. This whore is looking for a name. Yochanan would have told us her name. But the Torah tells us that name is above all names. That is a great name. That's a mighty name. That's a name of healing. It tells us that name. She's trying to find a place. Yes. Babylon is not going to rise up. Iran is not going to be made. Look how much nuclear warheads they get. America and Russia, China, Pakistan, and India can blow this whole world to hell. And as they say, not those Muslims, those Muslims, they're in Pakistan, and those Hindus and Sikh and all that India, that ain't about to happen. They ain't letting the Muslims. That's why Britain separated that land of Pakistan from India, so you Muslims can live in Pakistan and you Indians can live in Indian land. You understand? Ain't about to. Ain't about to take your mark. Fool. Your chip. You're so stupid. What are they going to buy anyway? What are they going to buy? People in the land of India, they grow their food. They got nearly 2 billion people there in India. In India. They got over a billion people in Pakistan. What we think the world is, we think it's here. We are some crazy people. We are nutty. Countries like Britain, 30, 40 million people, France, there's nobody there. Continent of Africa, you got over a billion people. In America, 325 million. We are silly as doorknobs. We are fruitcake-ish as they come. And that's a fact. China, all them folks that they got there, I know they got 1.67 billion. Just like that record keeping of people, that's what got Dawid in trouble. And that's what it's gotten these nations in trouble. Let me move quickly. And then it says here, he has redeemed us from Mizraim. And verse 24, you have confirmed to yourself. This is what Yah has done. 2 Samuel 7:24, you have confirmed to yourself, your people, YisraYah'ale, to be, it doesn't say just any people, no, but to be a people. Yes. But to be the preposition people, the noun, a people, to you for how long? Forever. And you, Yah, are become their Abba. For what reason? And now, O Yah, the great sovereign master, the word that you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, that we in the midst of all of his agony, he says, Yah, kun, establish it forever, as you did, as you have said. And he has nation. He has established that word forever because he has a people. He has given them a name. That's why he said unto him, the supplanter, Your name will not be called Jacob, but it will be called YisraYah'ale. That you have prevailed. You have overcome. And that's what a true, from the bosom of Abraham, from the seed of Abraham, a true Hebrew Israelite prevailed. In the land of great agony, when they went into Mizraim, they were not in bondage. They were free. And the Pharaoh, like Yosef, so he said, gives them folks some land of the best of the land. It was until he died and one rose up. See, they got the best. You got to get more for bricks. Y'all said, nah, that ain't gonna happen. No, I got a greater promise with them than that. And he made his people free. Yeah. I believe I have enough time. I'm not going to finish all of this. I want to read this from the prophet Ezra, 2nd Ezra. From this great master of Torah. I want to share this with us. Quickly, 2nd Ezra. This is under the power of Babel, the captivity, when he dealt with Artaxerxes, the king. 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 3. This is a sure word to me of even the prayer of Dawid. I just read from 2nd Samuel. Let us read here and see what he says. There is so much to read. I wanted to make or give us contextual understanding. So I want to start at verse 3 of 2nd Ezra chapter 8. 2nd Ezra chapter 8. This Ezra, he went up to Babel as a scribe. Look what it says. Now he was a man with the knowledge and the writing understanding of Torah, being very, not just ready, superseding beyond the level of men, but very ready in Torah of Moshe. He was very wise, he understood, he had the knowledge of Torah of Moshe that was given, again the word GILYAHNA, that was Nathan, granted, permitted, by Yah to who? To YisraYah'ale. You don't give someone something special unless they're special to you. He didn't give this to the Amorites. He didn't give this unto nations, the Philistines, the Hittites. He gave it unto a people that wasn't and were not worth a damn. I don't know why you think you're special because you're a Hebrew Israelite. You're not just in some kind of silly, stupid, I say it, identity because someone told you that. You find Yah's people everywhere. And because he was dark and your mama was born here, that doesn't mean you are a Hebrew Israelite. And that's a fact. In every nation, he scattered his nation among all nations, among all people. Yes. That's why I heard one say, well, that means we don't treat other strangers wrong because we don't know who's a Hebrew. That's bogus. Right. Yah said you were strangers in Mizraim, man. And so you were strangers. You don't do no man wrong. Right. Foes. Right. Yes. It says in verse 4, and the king did him honor. The king now. Artaxerxes. And he found free unmerited favor. He didn't have to earn the king's favor because he was a man that was astute. He was knowledge of the Torah. He could quote. He could remember. He memorized all things. He found favor in his sight in some of his requests. And the last one of them. Everything he asked of the king, he granted. He gives us favor. I don't care who the man is. You don't have to try to make yourself favorable. Yah will cause the hearts of strangers to be moved, even in bondage. And I'll tell you this, I'm not in bondage. As a free, as a free, as a be free. I'm free from Habda. I'm free from sin and from corruption. As a free, as a be free. That's a fact. It says in verse 5, there went up with him also certain of the children of YisraYah'ale, especially of the Kohen, of the Levites, of the Kodesh singers. It's always wonderful. I'm glad you all can sing. He said of the Kodesh singers, these went to meet Yah. Porters, ministers of the great tabernacle, they all went to YisraYah'ale. He had this entourage. We're going to Yah's house. And you don't come any kind of way. You lay down your stupidity of your shackles of your burdens. Your unkind fervor of wickedness. You know, I said how beautiful dimples are. I do that to see how we respond. That's why I said it. Nothing gets past me. Because her dimples are beautiful. And her face is beautiful. Not like that. You're not a skateboard behind your sister, all right? Hallelujah. So I say things to watch the attitude. I don't give a damn about your attitude. I will. And that's a fact. Hallelujah. Look what it says in 2 Ezra 8:7. Skip down 2 verses. It says, for Ezra had very great skills. Not every man got great skills. He had very great skills. There's a comma mark there. So that he omitted not a few things. He omitted nothing of the Torah, of the commandments of Yah. But he taught all YisraYah'ale, the ordinance. That's amazing now. And he taught them judgment. That's what we've been taught today. We've been taught judgment. He was skilled. He was knowledgeable. He was a ready man. Yah raised up the brothers here, scattered abroad. They will be all men that are ready and knowledgeable and the Torah of Almighty Yah. He was a skilled man. And the king knew that. He knew that. It says in verse 9, and King Artaxerxes to Ezra, the Kohan, and the reader of the Torah of Yahweh, sends greeting. Now that's bad. The king said, I heard you're in town. And I want to send greetings unto you, my friend. I know I can't get anything past you. So I send greetings. I send great honor unto you, having determined. The king said, I know that people. So he was determined to deal kindly. I have given order commands that such as of the nation of the Yehudim and of the Kohen of the Levites, being within our nation. We know you're among us in Aram. He said, as are willing and desirous. It's our pleasure. It's a great pleasure. You should go with you to Yerushalayim. Whoever you need, whatever you want, you just take what you want. It's our pleasure, and those that sojourn with you, they will take great delight. Verse 11. As many therefore as have, notice what he says, a mind. We must allow that same mind, Sha'ul, that was in Yahshua HaMashiach. You got to get rid of that Babylon mind.
Yes.
It loves gods. An offering unto gods. He said, let them depart with you, and it has seemed tough both to me, and notice what he says, and to my 7 friends and counselors. The 7 ruachim. That's what the Torah does. It opens up the ox's mind to understand the wisdom, one to understand the counsel, one to understand the fear of Almighty Yah. It opens that up, nation. Then he tells him that they may look to the affairs of Yahudi or the Judah and Jerusalem agreeably to that which is of the Torah of Yah. They can't do anything unless it's according to the mandate of Torah. You can love nation in your own realm of perspective. You must love according to the ordinance and the commands of what Torah tells us how to love. You have to love that way. You think you love because you gave someone some candy. That's not love. Hell, they go out trick-or-treating, everybody gives candy. And devils and demons. Stop that. I read that because I want to drop down to verse 74. You got to read the whole chapter. That's a long chapter. But you have to read to understand where I'm going. All right? I want to lay down that premise. And then I want to drop down quickly to 74. There must be a name among us. And there must be a name that is lacking. Verse 74. I search, O Yah, I am confounded and ashamed before your face. We have to have that kind of resolve. I'm stupid. I'm confounded. I'm ashamed of the things I know I am. I'm ashamed of everything I do because I know it's evil. It's wrong. Everything I do, everything I contemplate, it's wrong. I'm ashamed what he said. For what reason? For our sins are multiplied above our head. That's where your sins are. Your sins have gotten to your head. Yes. Your fake felonious love has got to your head that you believe you're lovable. You believe you're kind. And you're full of your dumb. Yes. You understand you're full of it. Yes. You're full of it. He says, and not only that, and our ignorance. Oh, we're all smart, but this messenger talks about the ignorance have reached up to the heavens. We're so ignorant and dumb, it's pathetic and it's a shame. Forever, since the time of our Abba, we have been and are in great sin, even to this day. Does that resonate to us today? We're in great sin. Even unto this day. Yes. We have learned to sin well. We have learned to be hard-headed. We have learned to be stubborn well. Yes. We have learned that well. Yes. Even to this day. And for our sins, not just ours, that our fathers' sins, we with our brothers and our kings and our Kohen were given up to the kings of the earth because of our stupidity. We're not operating as the head, but as the tail, because we're sinful, we have no repentance, we will never grow, we will stay ignorant, and we will look dumb, and we will look stupid, and we will look silly. He said that's the reason why. To the sword, and then he said even to captivity, and for a prey with no name but shame to this day. That's us. That's YisraYah'ale. We bring shame. One thing the old ones would say, don't bring no shame on us. We're already on the cloak and a cloud. Yes. People don't think that we are sensible and reasonable. Hallelujah. And that will always be the word of wisdom to us in those days. Just don't bring no shame. Don't bring no shame, because everybody knew everybody. Don't bring no shame on us. Don't do that. Hallelujah. Verse 78. And now, in some measure, have kindness, show your kindness, your rachem, been shown to us from you. What have we done for you to show us this kind of kindness, this kind of pity, O Yah? That there should be left, listen, to us, a root, you understand, and a name. And I saw a name written on this horse. She has no name. And this is what the Nobi is saying, Yah, you got to do it, or there is no name left unto us. A name is not just saying I'm a Hebrew Israelite. A name is the aggregate of what a Hebrew Israelite is. Faithful to Yah, loves his brother, loves his sister, kind. That's full of your bogus bull. There has to be a root. There has to be just a SHABBAT, just a small twig. And even you will need a name. He says a name. A name where? In the place of your sanctuary, your tabernacle. A name. And I saw a name written. I saw a name. I saw a name. His name must be written. His name must be written in our foreheads. Go back to last Shabbat. You understand that in a greater gap. Because I brought it out. Yeah. Then he says in verse 79, and to discover, see, only can we discover to us not just light, but a light. I am the light of the world. It's what? The one that was given a name. Yes. A light. In the house, the beard of Yah, our Almighty. That is the light of this house. It's not I or you. It is Him. Yes. Yes. Yeah. He is a light that shines in darkness. He exposed this whore and the root of her tentacles in our minds that we're shaken. Yes. Removed so easily from Yah. And to give us food in the time of our captivity, our servitude. Verse 80, yes, when we were in bondage, we were not forsaken of our great King, our Yah. We're in bondage today. Not bondage because of the white man of Esau. We're in the bondage of our own sins. We have all sinned and fallen short of the esteem of Yah's great honor. We have fallen every day. Every day. But He made us benevolent before the king of Persia, so that they gave us food. I don't care what we be as this nation. He will cause the king's heart, as the rivers roar and turn, as Yah turns the force and the direction of the rivers, so He turns the heart of the king. Yeah. And this was a wicked nation, and of all of our corruption, the people of my hue and many that call, all of them that have heard the Hebrew doctrine, they call them Hebrew Israelite. There's no nation that is small as us that has the kind of wealth that this nation has. That's a fact. Over $1 trillion. You put all the islands together in the sea. You can put Trinidad, you can put Tobago, you can put Jamaica, and they don't have the kinds of monies as this nation, as a people that's independent. And that's just a fact. And that's just a fact. We are in the abundance of our own lusts. YisraYah'ale had liberty and Mizraim. And that's why Pharaoh's daughter even took a child, the motherhood, received in the Pharaoh's house, looked just like him. This is how stupid these corner beaters are today. That's all they are. Corner beaters selling dope that doesn't even get you enthused. I know I use damn and hell. These boys say some stuff that is insane. I would never say. And the way they talk to women of their own hue, that's corrupt. Come on down here, work with me a month. I'll get that out of you. Then it says in verse 81, listen, yes, and honor the tabernacle of our Yah, and raise up the desolate Zion. He's going to have to raise up us, Zion, yes, that they have given us mine. These are my enemies. They have given us a sure abiding, a place of certainty that we shew of in Yehuda and in Yerushalayim. That's the hand of Yah. That's the hand and the promise of Yah. I want to close with this one last verse, and I'll get back to this one day in the future, right? From Yeshaya. This is the blessing of the promise to the nation. Isaiah 65:5. This is what Yah says by the mouth of the Nabi. Even to them will I give in my house my bed, and within my walls a place and a name. And she had a name written. Yah says, I'm going to give. Yes. He said, I will give them a name. It's like, who you want to name him? You're the daddy, you name him. Yah says, and I will give them and a place and a name better than the sons of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name, and the name shall not be cut off. That's his nation. That's YisraYah'ale. I don't care what's written in this whole forehead. You got to get that mess out of your head, all right? That's our problem. There's not going to be a kingdom raised up called Babylon, Babel, and that's just a fact. You don't have to buy it, but it is a fact. May the riches of God rest upon you all. His strength. Issue your heart today, nation. Be encouraged, you that have joined us for the live broadcast. May Yah strengthen you, your home. May He cause His word to richly be in your mind and in your heart. We do ask you to help us here, all right? You come visit, you will have wonderful food to eat. So help us and receive the blessing of Yah. Send your offerings, you give. Your tithes. Yah hasn't done away with tithes. These liars will tell you it was grain and all of that. And yet there were those that were money changers in the house. And that's why Yeshua was upset. Not that it was wrong to exchange money to bring the gift to Yah. So exchange your money. Send a gift. Send an offering to help my friend. They're you that put comments up all the time and will not send one nickel. Stop your commenting and send $1, all right? That's a fact. Send a gift. And don't tell me you don't have it. Send an offering. Yes. The workshare. If it's not the workshare, don't even listen. I will not. I don't listen to these silly boys out here. That's a fact. Yes. I listen to the testimony of YisraYah'ale. That encouraged me more than all this foolishness. Hallelujah. Because that's what it is. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They know everything and they know nothing. And that's just a fact. So may His riches rest upon you and cause your heart to be fat, full of delight, and cause us to be made strong. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And all the ones here, we're headed on down that journey road. Yes. Sure. And so I want to leave everything He has put in me for those that are young, that they will be strong. And the young daughters He will send us, young men that will love Yah. Yes. Families that want to live right. Hallelujah. Men get upset with me because they think my language. It's amazing because men will get upset with me. And they've done so much evil, it's pathetic. Yes. They've done things that are so evil and so wicked. And there's some of you listening, sneaking to listen. You've done so much evil. And they will get ticked off with me because I say, damn fool. Y'all calls us wild jackasses. How about that? Now get a problem, he tells me that because we didn't see the love of Torah, he was in a strong delusion that he says, damn you all, that they all might be damned. Yes. And that's just a fact. My language is sure. My language is correct. And I intend for my language to be factual. And these self-righteous jackasses of clowns, that's what they are. And they think they're so self-righteous they've sinned. I don't base what I've done. I've sinned as egregious as any man. But I haven't done what they've done. And that's a fact. You understand? I haven't done the sins that they have done. I don't care what my sin is. It is of the same magnitude. Sin is sin. But I'm talking about these self-righteous devils and damnable dogs that have done wickedly. And think they're righteous. Well, look what you've done, devil. Lying, devil, evil. That's what they have done. They've done all kinds of things. Not only to their children, to their wives, and everyone. Unfaithful devils. They've been that way. I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about what man did in his past. I'm talking about men that thought they were righteous when they did what they did. Yes. The different ball game, we do something that is against God's will. I don't want to be around nobody like that. No way. That's me. I don't like weak men. You understand? Yes. I don't like men that can't accept responsibility in the sense. And they're going to play it off on you. Well, I don't want to be around you. I don't give a damn. Yeah. I'm fine with you not wanting to be around me. I don't want to be around you. And that's just a fact. Yeah. That's just a fact. Yes. This is not a whole house here. Yeah. You're not coming here like a hoe, dressed like a hoe, and acting like a hoe. Hallelujah. And that's a fact. Yes. So I'm glad you don't like me. That's amazing. Evangelist Hartsfield taught me one thing. I know I utilized him, and he said to me, son, don't ever. I wasn't cut out of that cloth anyway. He didn't have to tell me that. But I'm glad he reassured me. Don't ever think you're better than anyone or think higher of yourself. And I've never thought that. Hallelujah. I've never thought that. I worked with very bright men in the science and all of that. Bill Jett was a smart white boy. This man was designing stuff back then. It was insane. Bill Jett left IBM. He left and he was making $75 an hour. That 2 minutes make $75 an hour. Come on, get out of here. That's what he would charge. He would do work for me for free. I like you. I don't like being around you, Bill. He come down here. How many times he come in? Once or twice to do work for us on the system. That's what he did. I tried to be verbose and show him that I was smarter than him. Bill Jett was a very bright man. Computer science, he was the master. He was a bad boy. He was a bad white boy. He didn't even believe in, quote, what you call God, unquote. He had this identity. I mean, this man was what you call a pure vegan. You know, when he came from Vietnam, he had this epiphany, he tells me. That's the way he did things. But my friend, I won't pay my tithes to you. That this is a damn heathen. And you sit here and listen? Come on. He would. So I didn't try to. John Paddock, 6'6", played football for Iowa and Purdue. He was a big white boy. He was a big white boy. Engineer. And John had a walk boy, you know, he had that crew cut like a Marine. He's a bad white boy. Yet we will battle like warriors. I didn't try to speak of his intelligence. He was, oh my, what I've done. I said, no, that's not right, sir. I said, if you have endured circumstances, you have to have a commitment of preparation and endurance. You had to be one that it was consistent of a mindset. And when I would talk like, he would just look at me. He would just look at me, and I said, so I'm not going to let you disqualify what you've done and your education. Get out of my face, but you can't dig a ditch like me. How about that? What's wrong with that? He would just look at me. You designed that for me. You can do that. You don't have to come see me, get a sign off. Okay, John. Appreciate that, Captain. And that's just a fact. This is a stupid world that thinks that there's someone special. Only Yah's elect are special. No one else. Send an offering. Help with this work here. You help help them walk and stay rich. Send a gift. We're going to eat here, all right? So wonderful. Yeah, we eat clean here, all right? It's a wonderful food. Yabra, bless you. Let's stand off. I'm hungry too. Turn toward Jerusalem, as long as we're in this captivity. In all things we do above for the excellence of your favor, your blessing, in Yahshua's name. We love that a name, and that is the name of Yahshua that you gave, as the Nabi prophesied, as the messenger grant unto us to understand today. Bless your nation, your people, touch those that are sick, heal us, heal our precious King. We need him, you know we do. Bless him and his Sean, and the Imaim there in the home, bless them, bless us or help us. We're in desperate need of your help. Above all, I am. Torah for forgiveness of our sins, purging and washing us. This is our cry today. Bless your nation scattered abroad, every one of them. All of your people, touch them mightily and strengthen them wherever they are. Give them bread. Give them change of raiment with water. And above all, give them a shelter. For we have so much here today. Bless the nation YisraYah'ale, there in Russia and China, on the continent of Africa, in Brazil, in Australia, in every nation, in London, wherever you are, in Switzerland, in Sweden, all over the world. Bless your nation. Scattered abroad, puts into the four corners. This is our cry and our prayer today. Bless you for the Shabbat. We shall rejoice in it in Yahshua's name. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.